August begins today in this episode of the O's franchise, and that means contract talks can begin as well. But before we get there, our Birds are going for a series win against the Tigers, so let's see if we can start August off on a high note, as there hasn't been much to cheer about this season. Julio Teheran faces Austin Hays to lead things off, and Hays wastes no time jumping on the very first pitch of the game, drilling it to the left center gap. Hays turns on the Jets and gets himself into scoring position on just one pitch with his 11th double of the year. Cedric Mullins follows, hoping to follow Austin's lead. He swings at the first pitch as well and skies it to center. Mullins flies out, and the throw to third holds Hays at second. He probably could have tagged up to third, but instead stays at second with the first out. Pedro Severino is third in the order. He takes the 3-2 and sends it out to center as well. Once again the catch is made, and once again Hays does not move up to third, so two wasted chances to get Austin Hays home in the inning. 2 outs now, and one of the key players this season for our O's steps up. It's Anthony Santander. Santander rips the 0-1 to left, and Hays moves to third while Santander has himself a single, which puts runners on the corners for Tyler Nevin. Count is even at 2. Teheran throws a great curveball that Nevin does not make contact with here, and the O's strand runners on first and third, wasting the hot start by Austin Hays. Keegan Akin gets a start, and boy, it's been a rough year for him. A 2-14 record and an ERA of 5.54. He falls behind leadoff hitter Robbie Grossman 3-1, but gets in a line out to Michael Franco at third for the first out. The second batter for the Tigers is Jeimer Candelario, and he looks at the 1-2 slider and goes back to the bench as Akin's first strikeout victim, giving him 72 on the year. Next up comes the 3-hitter Wilson Ramos. He's having a great year at the plate, hitting .257 at home with 8 home runs and 27 RBIs. Ramos takes the 2-0 from Akin and puts it in the air out to left. Mullins ranges over to his left a little bit, but is able to secure the catch for the final out of the inning, so nothing too exciting for the Tiger faithful to begin the game. Leading off the second for our Birds is Maikel Franco. He's third on the team in hits with 71, and gets his 72nd here, giving the 0-1 a deep drive out to left center. It gets down and bounces over the wall for a ground rule double, Franco's 12th of the season. So once again, the O's are in a great spot to begin the inning. Chance Sisco follows, and the count is 3-2. He skies the pitch out to right, and already we're seeing a theme develop here as the Tigers record the first out and hold Franco at second. This happened in the first with Hays as well. Richie Martin's first AB is somewhat productive. He hits a chopper back to the mound as Franco moves to third and Martin is thrown out at first for the second out. Once again, the O's have a runner ready to score, and Rio Ruiz is the one to try and bring him home this time. Ruiz is not able to bring the runner on third home either, as he doesn't fully commit to swinging at the sinker here. Strike 3, inning over. Bottom 2. And Renato Nunez leads on for the Tigers, hitting a hot shot to third. Franco can't play it cleanly, as Nunez is awarded the hit credit and was on base with a single. Nomar Mazara has his first chance in this game. He hits the 0-1 to second, and just like that, it's back to square one as the infield turns the 4-6-3 double play, which means Akil Baddoo has to get it started all over again. He does exactly that here as the 0-1 grounder gets in the right field for a single. That brings up the former Oriole Jonathan Schoop. Schoop is able to put this 2-2 pitch in play. Hays makes the run for it, but can't get there in time. It's a bloop single as Baddoo goes from first to third, and now it's 2 outs, and it's weird saying this, but Miguel Cabrera's first at bat of the game in the number 8 spot of the order. On the 1-2, Miggy hits a sharp ground ball to the hole on the shortstop side of the bag. Richie Martin's up here for his defense as he takes away the would-be base hit and first run of the game for the Tigers, as the throw to first is in time. Still no score after 2. Moving ahead top 4 and leading off is Anthony Santander. The 2-2 from Teheran is too perfect, and Santander rips it right back up the middle past the shortstop into center for a single. That gives one swingman 86 hits on the year as he continues to lead the team in the category. Tyler Nevin comes up and takes the 0-2 curveball to right. It's back-to-back hits for the Birds, bringing up Maikel Franco, looking to go 2 for 2 on the day. Franco and Teheran battle to a 3-2 count. Finally, Franco makes contact, putting this ball in the air to right center. Akil Baddoo is able to lay out and make the catch, not only the first out, but also holding both runners, covering 91 feet and taking a perfect route to the ball. What a play! Chance Sisco's turn, and he turns on the first pitch alright, giving it a ride to right. The catch is made on the track for the second out as the runner from second gets up to third. Here we are again, 2 outs. Runners in the corners. Can Richie Martin get his first career RBI and get the scoring going for our Birds? Martin doesn't have to worry about that though, because he gets himself on base, drawing a walk, looking at the fastball in on the hands. Bases are now juiced as Teheran is in the danger zone now, facing the number 9 hitter, Rio Ruiz. The 1-1 to Ruiz is taken back up the middle and into center. Finally, the scoring gates have opened, but that's all they'd get in the inning, as Austin Hayes' strikeout ends their hopes for more, but it's a 1-0 Oriole lead after their half of the fourth. Top 7, and Rio Ruiz leads off against the new Tiger pitcher Joe Jimenez by once again turning on an inside pitch and taking it out to right. This one lands fair just inside the chalk, and Ruiz slides safely into second for a double to start the inning off hot. It's his 9th on the season. He'd get to third after a Mullins ground out, but Jimenez strikes out Pedro Severino to end the inning, and again, the Ostrander runner on third. Luckily, they still have the 1-0 lead. Roberto Osuna comes out in the 9th to try and get his 22nd save in a 1-run game. He's off to a good start here, fielding the comebacker from Robbie Grossman to record out number 1. Jeimer Candelario comes up next, and Osuna wastes no time coming right after him. After 2 straight strikes and a foul ball, Osuna says back to the bench with you as Candelario looks at the fastball. That's 2 outs, and the last hope of the Tigers is Wilson Ramos. The 1-2 slider is out of the zone, and Ramos chases it, gets nothing but air, and the game is over. The O's only need 1 run to get the win in this game and take this series from the Tigers. Aiken gets his 3rd win of the year, Teheran holds his 8th loss, and Osuna locks up his 22nd save. In an effort to lock up a few of the key players for the future of this Oriole team, the O's signed one swingman, Anthony Santander, to a new contract. They signed the 26-year-old switch-hitting right fielder to a 5-year deal worth $32 million. The contract will take him to his age 31 season, and hopefully he can be a big impact player in the future of the franchise. On the heels of that new contract, let's get into a couple player lock games with Santander now, as the O's begin a series with the Yankees. Personally, I think Santander is going to be a big part of the team, especially on offense, and he's got a chance to show why here with 2 on and 2 outs in the very first inning against Luis Severino. All he can do here though is hit a grounder to second that retires him and end the Oriole half of the first without a run. His second at bat leads to a 3-2 full count. He puts the ball in play, but it's a sky-high fly out to the left fielder, and the scoring chance goes by the wayside, but the O's still lead 1-0. Santander's back up again in the 6th. It's a tie game now, 1-1. No hits so far in the game, and he won't get one here, but he does, however, reach base drawing a walk, so at least the on-base percentage goes up a few points. He'd end up being stranded at first. The last AB in this game for Santander is a big one, 2 on, 2 outs, and it's 4-1 Yankees. The 3-2 freezes Santander as he can't get the bat fully around, holding back on the swing, but it's in the strike zone anyway, strike 3. From there, the Yankees would win Game 1 of the series 7-4. On to Game 2 of the Santander player lock games against the Yankees. He's hoping to have a better performance than in Game 1, that's for sure. The first at-bat is in the top of the second facing Corey Kluber. Santander gets a great 1-2 changeup to hit, but gets too much under it, and the end result is a pop-out to the catcher for an uneventful first plate appearance. Fog's creeping in and rain is falling now for the second AB, as Santander's back up looking to start the 5th off. Anthony's able to send the 2-2 high in the air out to center, but he's not going to reach base this time, it's a flyout. With the runner on second in the 7th, Santander's a tying run, and he lifts the 1-0 in the air to right. It looked good off the bat, but just like the last one, it's a flyout, and the runner from second doesn't tag up to third either. The Yankees would win this game 3-1, but our O's would win game 3 of the series 8-2. As we switch gears here for the final part of this episode, we're taking a look at the minor leagues. First, it's down in AAA Norfolk and the Tide as they face the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Our focus is on starting pitcher Connor Wade, who's on a hot streak this month and on the season is 8-4, 96 strikeouts and a 2.72 ERA. The first batter he faces is Demetrius Sims, and Wade is all over the place in this first at-bat. He's got decent stuff, but his control is his main issue. He walks Sims to begin the game, which is never a good sign. You don't want to walk the leadoff hitter. Next batter is Peyton Burdick, and it's more of the same with some close calls that don't go Wade's way, but this time he wins the battle as the 3-2 is hit in the air to left, and while it looks dangerous, the end result is a flyout as Sims retreats back to first. JJ Bleday comes up next, and he makes contact on the 2-2, sending it out to the left. It's a single, so Wade's got a runner in scoring position to work with here, and one out for Isan Diaz. Diaz smokes the 0-1 to first and the Tide first baseman and gets the double play himself, making the catch and put the tag on Bleday, sliding back to the bag. The scoring threat ends there, so a rough start to the inning ends quickly for Wade. The second inning for Wade begins on a much better note, as he makes quick work of Brian Navarreto, sitting him down on 3 straight pitches. The last one, he pulls a string, getting him with the changeup. First K under the belt, nicely done. Gerard Encarnacion is next, and he lines the 1-2 to center, but it hangs in the air long enough to be caught for the second out. Third hitter of the second is Chris Chania. The 0-1 is slapped past second and into center, so the Jumbo Shrimp do get a man on base after all. A second hit from Corey Bird, however, makes this once promising inning now something to be concerned about, as there's 2 on with 2 outs because Joe Dunand comes up and he's on a 5-game hit streak. The 0-1 from Wade to Dunand is a towering fly ball to center, but that's all it is, as the routine play is made for the final out. Wade once again breathes a sigh of relief, keeping the game scoreless through 2. In the bottom of the third with 1 out, Peyton Burdick gets himself on base with a single here to left center. He then follows that by stealing second to get himself in the scoring position for JJ Bleday. The defense here makes a great play as the shortstop keeps the ball in the infield, not only getting the out at first, but for the time being keeping the game scoreless as Burdick only advances to third. Isan Diaz now has the RBI opportunity. Diaz does just that as he creams the 0-1 fastball from Wade out to right, and Wade knows it's gone off the bat. Holding his head and squatting in shame here, Diaz puts the Jumbo Shrimp on the board out in front by 2 with his 9th home run of the season. Things would settle down for Wade though after that, as he'd stay until the 6th, now however pitching with a 3-2 lead. Leading off the inning, JJ Bleday gets things started, singling into left. He bounces back here though, getting Isan Diaz to chase the outside fastball for strike 3, notching the first out of the inning and his 5th K of the night. Wade is getting up in pitch count as Brian Navarreto takes the 77th pitch from him and puts it just fair down the right field line. Bleday comes around from first to score, and the game is tied at 3. It's Navarreto's 9th double of the season, and Wade's night ends there. His final line: 5 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 runs all earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts as the Jumbo Shrimp get the 9-4 win. I got one more game in today's episode, and it's a look at a top AA prospect, infielder Terrin Vavra of the Bay Sox. He's not listed in the top 50, but the O's are hoping he can be part of the future with Adley Rutschman and Grayson Rodriguez. Vavra's first time up comes in the second, already with Bowie in the lead. The 2021 All-Star gives the very first pitch to him, a good shot out into right, but the right fielder makes the catch on the run for the final out of the inning. Next time Vavra gets a chance to hit is here in the 5th. Bay Sox still up by 1 over the Patriots. This at-bat goes much better as Terran rips the 1-1 to left, reaching base with the single and moving the runner ahead of him to scoring position at second. Vavra ends up in a double play thanks to Christopher Cespedes and then slips back into the box in the top of the 7th. He makes contact on the 0-1, sending it out to right. It's a high fly ball that goes all the way to the warning track, but it's allowed out number 2 in the inning. Vavra has a huge at-bat here in the 10th with the runner on second due to the extra innings rule. Chance to give the Bay Sox a lead. This at-bat is a great one. Despite a chase swing out of the zone at a ball in the eyes, Vavra is able to go 3-2 and eventually draw himself a walk and reach base for the second time. Christopher Cespedes comes up and loads the bases here, blooping a single to right. This brings up Jalen Ferguson, who's 1 for 3 in the game with the single and a chance to give the Bay Sox a lead in extras. Full count to him, and he looks at ball 4, which walks in the go-ahead run. You don't see that very often, and it's not how you'd expect that to play out at all if you're the Patriots. The Bay Sox go on to win the game by the 2-1 final, and Vavra finishes 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. That wraps up this episode of the O's franchise. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. Until next time, B-Team, keep on shining and keep on grinding. I will see you all in the next one.